We know you can kick, but can you play softball?
Yeah, dabble in it every once in a while, just with kids messing around. But I've been to a few charity softball games, so it should be all right. Hopefully, my golf motion and swing has not fully taken over, and I can keep that bat on plane a little bit better.
Right.
But yeah,
You
we're gonna have
jock,
fun out there.
you jocks played it all. I bet you played a lot of baseball and some basketball, am I guessing right?
Yeah, try to do a little bit of everything, and yeah, my son is so into basketball and stuff right now too. So I started realizing that I needed to make sure my shot was up to par whenever he's trying to take me at Pig. So I snuck down there this spring whenever he was at school. After I was kind of done with my stuff for the day, and before he got home, and I was shooting, I'd be like, I can't leave until I make at least 10 free throws in a
Yeah.
row. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I started becoming a sharpshooter again.
Yeah, well, there you go. I was never one, so I feel better about that. So talk to me about the charity event. I think I'm saying it right. Brouhaha, is that the deal? Tell me a
That's
little bit
right.
about that and how did they recruit you for this thing?
You know what? We just started talking about it, and then like the second it was for Make-A-Wish Wisconsin. It's like, all right, yep, proceeds going to Make-A-Wish Wisconsin. Let's start kind of figuring this thing out, and just such an awesome venue. It's going to be a fun event. We're going to be there at ABC Supply
Mhm.
Stadium there in
Mhm.
Beloit, home of the Beloit Sky Carp,
Right.
and they've been just such gracious hosts already, even before this event has even happened. And coming on now, I'm doing radio out of Milwaukee at the Fan Milwaukee. So had them on a few times, just talking about what we're doing. Having a few of my teammates, some guys that were on that Super Bowl team
Mhm.
with me that are coming out. We have media personalities and some influencers that are going to be in attendance. My kids are going to be running around. Honestly, it's like, yeah, if that knee starts bugging me, I might just be trying to hit some balls and let my kids run the bases.
Yeah.
I can just have a little bit more fun. I'll just go call it on the first base as the first base coach over there. But yeah, all proceeds are going to Make-A-Wish Wisconsin, and that's what it's all about. Obviously, I feel so fortunate to be able to have played in Green Bay and be in Wisconsin for 16 years. I was involved with Make-A-Wish there in Wisconsin pretty much my whole time in Green Bay. Had a connection where Sartori Cheese would donate $1,000 for every field goal that I
Mhm.
made for a long period of time there. And yeah, it's a near and dear to our hearts, what they do there at Make-A-Wish. So we can't, just say enough about how excited we are to be able to host this charity event. I guess there's going to be a drawing for an opportunity for someone to win a little bit of cash if they can make a field goal
Mhm.
day of the game. So yeah, I hope everybody gets their tickets, comes out, and just sees us play. Maybe some good softball at times, but there might be some funny stuff out there as well.
Right. Who needs just have a good time? So
Yeah, exactly.
I have to ask you, and I know you've been asked this a million times, but I have to understand about how do you stay cool when you're going to kick in a game. There's so much that can get into your head. How did you, in a synopsis, deal with that on a regular basis?
Oh man, I have to give my parents and some of my upbringing a lot of credit in that because from an early age. Some of it might have been genetic, but it was also, taught. My mom and dad have just said, don't take things for granted. Don't get too high or too low in any kind of situation. That doesn't mean don't celebrate the good and don't, feel the tough stuff, but it's just kind of like continue to always, have perspective in like what you're doing. So
Mhm.
sports for me, since I was a little kid, I joke, and my parents joke with me all the time. Is like I took it so seriously. I was like a job as a kid, and so there were moments through that time though where I had to gain that perspective that this is a game. It's
Mhm.
something that I get to do. It's something that's fun. So what am I going to do to be a man, be a person that I can lean on whenever this is all said and done? And so for me, that was always something I was seeking, and it kept the perspective in mind that I get to go out and I get to play a game. Yeah, a lot of people are watching. There's a lot of pressure. But
Right.
as long as I worked hard, practiced, and did what I needed to do on a day in, day out basis, I
Hmm.
knew whatever the result, whatever it ended up being, like I was going to be all right.
Hmm.
So I was able to have freedom in that and go out there and just cut it loose. It's a lot of hard work too. It's not just saying like, I just had this great mindset and everything, everything happened. I put in that effort and put in that work and really, I always ask, everyone asks me that question, like, do you feel pressure? Were you nervous? And
I
I was like,
knew, yeah.
I let everyone else be nervous. I let everyone else, have that pressure because I knew in my heart of hearts, if I put in the work and if I did the things during the week of practice,
Right,
during the off season, during those times that, I'm going to go out on that field and have success more
right.
often than not. And, that's kind of how I was able to have freedom and let the good times and the good things happen and the bad times not roll off. You got to reflect
Yep.
on them, but
Yep.
definitely be able to move through them a lot easier.
Well, I've asked relief pitchers in the major leagues a lot, kind of that question because you're on the top of the thing right there, and I
Yeah.
know it's a kind of a similar thing, and I needed to know what's inside the head. Last question for you: your wife had gone through some health issues, correct? And you've
Yes.
overcome those. How has that helped you in terms of dealing with the MAC fund and dealing with kids that might have some severe ailments? It must have been a growth experience for you, and just give me an idea of how things are going with that now. And your wife, is everything good?
Yeah. So in 2019, she was diagnosed with a carcinoid tumor in her lungs, and yeah, I was kind of, we new head coach,
Mhm.
trying to figure
Mhm.
out if they were going to keep the veteran kicker around. So I was in a training camp battle while we were going through all of that. And fortunate enough, we went to Mayo Clinic. She was able to have a successful operation, and like the day she was, in recovery, I got the call that I was going to get my gosh, what was that at that time? I can't remember what year it was. I think
Mhm.
my
Mhm.
my 12th year. Yeah, my 12th
Wow.
year in the league. And so yeah, so just what a relieving moment, but then
Mhm.
an opportunity to lean into, her recovery and what she needed to go into. And I don't know if you know at that time as well, my brother's wife was battling ovarian cancer, and she ended up unfortunately losing her battle that same fall at Thanksgiving. So cancer has affected our
Mhm.
family, in so many ways, and we find ourselves continually to try to, go into spaces that can help. Not, and that's why I love Make-A-Wish. It's not just all about what research and what things we can just find to try to combat the exact disease or the condition that you're going through,
Mhm.
but also like treat the person and the family and those
Right.
relationships. Because I know in our toughest of times, it's that gives you kind of hope and strength and all of those things as all of that treatment is being done. So
Right.
those relationships and those people are so important, and that's why Make-A-Wish has been really important to us for a long time, and we try to support as many organizations as we can that that dive into that space.
Right. Mason, have the great game. I look forward to you hitting some home runs. I look forward to seeing you on the 27th. And thanks so much for your time.
That's right. I really appreciate it, Jim. And yeah, we can't wait for this event to happen.